Hello, and welcome to Blended Learning for Westside Community Schools. My name is Alex King. The mission statement for Oakdale Elementary says the mission of Westside Community Schools District is an innovative educational system to ensure academic excellence and to serve the unique needs of all learners. What is blended learning? Blended learning is a formal education program in which a student learns, at least in part, through the delivery of content and instruction via digital and online media with some elements of student control over time, place, path, or pace. It's a mixture, really, of online learning brought into the classroom with face-to-face education. My target environment today is Oakdale Elementary School. Oakdale has around 300 students, kindergarten through 6th grade, with an average class size of 17 to 20 students. 19% of students qualify for free and reduced lunch. 14% of students have verified disabilities. Oakdale Elementary staff includes around 50 adults, many of which hold master's degree. Oakdale also has a one-to-one iPad initiative and a community club of 30 members. Here is a short clip of the target environment. What issues does Oakdale face with this initiative? It lacks adequate training to use technology. Teachers are often on different levels of ease with technology in their classroom. Technology is not used to transform learning, but is merely a substitution device, and personalized learning is rarely implemented. So why is blended learning a best fit for Oakdale? Oakdale currently has all the technology needed to implement blended learning. Blended learning is a student-driven learning model, which in the end turns into personalized learning. This fits perfectly into Westside Community School's strategic model. Blended learning also offers differentiation of learning, student engagement, and is driven by students' interest. Westside Community Schools has a strategic plan in place. It is made up of 3 core strategies. Core Strategy 1, providing quality instruction by integrating literacy skills, creative and critical thinking, and authentic problem solving. Core Strategy 2, supported personalized learning with opportunities for students and staff to discover strengths through choice while fostering community and global partnerships. Core Strategy 3, enhancing all educational experiences by integrating new and existing technologies in a meaningful way. Blended learning fits into all 3 core strategies. The outcomes for Core Strategy 1 is to increase the number of students who think critically and solve problems, increase frequency of integrated literacy practices in classroom, and ensure continued excellence in district, state, and national assessments. Outcomes for Core Strategy 2, Increase the amount of time students are allowed personal choice for their own learning. This fits in very well with blended learning in that students take ownership of their learning. Increase the number of school community partners who are actively engaged with schools, teachers, and students. Increase the number of students who experience authentic learning. Increase the number of students who leave their grade level with enhanced career, personal awareness, dual enrollment credits, advanced placement certificates, internships, and career experience. Increase hope, engagement, and well-being of students and teachers. Core Strategies 3 outcomes. Increase the quality of technology integration. Students and teachers perceive technology as a way to enhance the learning capacity for all students and to increase exposure to new and existing technology. All of these outcomes in each of these strategies are attainable through blended learning. Funding to implement blended learning would be very minimal. Because we already possess all the technology needed, the only thing that we would need to continue is professional development. This could be in the form of summertime to allow curriculum to be built, also some collaboration between teachers, and then throughout the year, optional professional development training to show how models of blended learning and what that looks like during the school day. How did I choose blended learning? Blended learning fits into all 3 core strategies. When evaluating these resources to help increase personalized learning and differentiation, blended learning was the best option. Oakdale already has emerging technologies to implement this. Therefore, it was a cheap option and we could maximize the technology that we currently have. Research also showed that blended learning improves test scores over time. For example, Spring City Elementary School had an average from 19 to 27% increase through reading, math, and science over a 1-year system change from the traditional to the blended. So what is blended learning? Well, there are 4 models of blended learning in the classroom. For Oakdale Elementary, I would like to present all 4 of these models in hopes that teachers could implement one or more of these models in their classroom as they see fit. Each classroom may be different from the needs of the students, but allowing them to choose which of these models would best fit for them to maximize student learning. So there's rotation model, flex model, a la carte model, and enriched virtual model. The rotation model is any course or subject in which a student rotates either on a fixed schedule or at the teacher's discretion among learning modalities, and at least one of which is online learning. So this is a really easy setup as a classroom that could be fixed or not fixed, and students would just move around. Flex model, a course or subject in which online learning is the backbone of a student learning, even if it directs students on offline activities at time. A la carte model, a course that a student takes entirely online to accompany other experiences that students are having at a brick-and-mortar school or a learning center. And last, the enriched virtual model, a course or subject in which students have required face-to-face learning sessions with their teacher of record and then are free to complete the remaining coursework remotely from the face-to-face teacher. So this could be at home or at a different time during the day. Thinking about how we're going to implement this and create the conditions for success, we need a plan, implement, and then to the improve process. So how will the stakeholders get involved? This is really a 6 main element process for communities, teachers, and administrators, and they all have a very vital role. Leadership, professional development, teaching, operations, content, and technology. Leadership. This would be presenting a blended learning model to administrators, relating this model back to the district's strategic plan, and demonstrating what a classroom would look like using this blended learning model and how this benefits students. Professional development, giving teachers time to collaborate and demonstrate different techniques of blended learning. Professional development is a key component for implementation of goals. A coordinated, intentional, and systematic professional development plan based on stated goals should be in place. Teaching. The classroom teacher is essential to the blended learning implementation. Teachers need to understand and believe and the pedagogical shift that occurs in teaching when blended learning is successfully implemented. The operations. Successful implementation of blended learning requires the use of digital learning systems that provide teachers, school administrators, students, and parents with real-time student data, student progress in course, and the ability to easily adapt content instructions based on student performance. This will be really key while implementing blended learning, because teachers and students and parents will all get real-time data of the student's progress. It will be easily attainable through the online course and methods. The content. The decision to buy and or build digital content is essential in implementation of the online and blended learning programs. Teachers may use content from an online provider, create their own, or a combination of both. And this would be really crucial during those summer months of building the curriculum. Technology. Parents will need to be on board with blended learning, as some modules could take place at home. It is important to meet with the community members along with parents and show the benefits of blended learning. A reliable technology infrastructure is required for the successful implementation of blended learning. Westside Community Schools already has a reliable technology infrastructure, so this would be another bonus of blended learning, because we would not have to put that in place. It already exists. How will implementation improve teaching and learning? Efficiency and flexibility of teaching and learning is improved through the use of online adaptive technology. It allows more time for the teacher to assist students that need one-on-one help. It also allows students to work at their own pace, making sure they fully understand new concepts before moving on. We also can gather student data more consistently and with ease. Many programs use, with blended learning, measure students' growth for us. 10 drivers of blended learning. Improve ability to personalize learning, potential for individual progress, shift to online state testing starting 2015, improve student engagement and motivation, need to extend time and stretch resources, potential to extend the reach of effective teachers, ability to improve working conditions, decrease device costs, student and parent adoption of learning apps, and interest in narrowing the digital divide. The timeline to implement this would be in the spring of 2016, introducing this idea to staff, parents, administrators, and community members. Veteran teachers would then be selected into teams. These teams would be advanced teachers that are already implementing blended learning in their classrooms. We would start a professional development options for teachers and gathering resources needed for each content area. During the summer of 2016, we would continue professional development options, allow teacher work time to collaborate and work with each other to build blending learning activities, create a modified schedule to incorporate blended learning into each day. The fall and winter of 2016-2017 would examine and update professional development needs, create a school culture and climate dedicated to improvement, gather feedback from teachers, students, and stakeholders, and analyze and collect data to identify areas of improvement. The biggest challenge was making sure all teachers are willing and able to implement blended learning, time, and adequate resources and training for teachers. What does awesome look like in terms of outcomes for the learner? Personalized education driven by the student. It's tailored to their needs. Students engage and are excited about what they're learning. Students' interests are driving what they are learning, and it's connected to their daily life. Test scores will be increasing, and teachers will have flexibility to help struggling students. What do I hope will happen as a result of blended learning? Students will retain information for a longer amount of time, thus driving test scores higher. Teachers embracing a change that engages students and excites them as they're learning, and personalized education for each student so that they all succeed. Thank you for listening to my presentation on blended learning, and I hope you consider how this would be a benefit and a change for our district. Thank you.